Hey! Alright, what's up y'all, Wooly here. Today I'm going to show you the breaker build. This is primarily used to break the poise of an enemy. Um, I've pretty much been using it through my New Game Plus play. We're not going to be using these swords. This is just what I'm running right now for some fun. What we want is this dagger right here. Alright, so in this build, I'm just going to show you the items that you need. I'm not going to do the full run through of the locations. We'll do separate videos on those. I don't want the video to be too long. I just want to show you what items you should be aiming for in order to make the build. And then at the end of the build, after we go through all the different items and everything, which you can see on screen, I will show you what it looks like in action against a few different bosses, okay? Um, so the first one we do want this dagger right here. The reason why we want this dagger is if you look at the stats on attack power, you look at that left column right there, you want to pay attention to the critical. Now the critical is 140, alright? Obviously I do have mine at 25, but regardless, the critical hit is 140, does not matter, okay? Now you can compare that to my Magna swords here, which are plus 10, critical is 100. You know, if we were to go over and look at some of these other ones, 100, 110, 110. So, as you can see, that is the highest critical in the game, as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's any other weapon that has a higher critical than that, right? Like, even the Rivers of Blood, stuff like that, they're good in their own right. I've played through with them, but you can tell, right? Just, we'll stop there. It's the highest critical you get. Now, what makes this key is the Ashes of War that we are going to strap onto it, which is Flame of the Red Mains, and that is this one here. That is exactly what breaks the poise. Now, depending on the boss, normal enemies out in the open world, 1 to 2 hits should stagger them and break their poise if it doesn't outright kill them. With some of the bosses, I know when I fought Radagon, you can see, I put a video up of that, I had to hit him 4 times with it to break his poise. So most of the bosses you can expect to hit 3 to 4 times. You will have to do some dodging most of the time, just, you know, just time it right. But if you got enough health, not a big deal. You can take those hits. Um, so the full build, like I said, we want the dagger, we want the Ashes of War, Flame of the Red Maze. That is the key component to this build. That is what breaks the poise. And then the critical, we want the critical. You can put it on any weapon you want, but ideally you want to put it on the dagger. As you can see, I'm carrying 2 other swords as well for backup. But primarily you want the dagger because you stagger them, you break their poise, they go to the ground, and then you walk up and you stab them and you get that critical. Now what's key about that is going to be these 2 things right here. Critical hits restore HP. Now a lot of people use this for different builds. They use it for the blood builds, they use it for speed runs, but it is just such a good talisman to have. Critical hits restore HP, and you'll see that in some of the gameplay here. And then critical critical hits restore FP on this one here. Now I did do a full video on where to get the cerulean dagger, so that was the last video I posted. So be sure to check that out if you want to know exactly where to get it. I'll link it in the description below. But basically, say you're fighting somebody, you go and break their poise right there. Then you would walk up and you would stab them. When you stab them, you get a little bit of health back, and you fill your blue bar back up. Especially with that critical hit, it's just a good increase. This one I'm just running because I'm running the dual wield sword, so you can really put whatever you want there. What I would probably do is put something like either Erdtree's Favor or just the Crimson Amber Medallion, give yourself some extra HP. But if you want to put something else in there, you're more than welcome to. The last one is Taker's Cameo, which restores HP upon defeating an enemy. So if you kill something, or even if you don't, if they just happen to die around you, you will get some health packs. If you ever see my videos and I'm just running and you see health just happen to come up, that means somebody died somewhere. So you really don't even have to kill them. But these are the key components you want. These two right here. These are the main things you want in this dagger right here. As far as being protective, now I do use my black flame protection shield. And then of course we just use the blessing of the Earth Tree. Now you can use the boon, if that's the only one you have. Give yourself some extra healing. And then in the flask, what we are working with, a lot of people are running because it helps. It's nice to have. We're gonna be running the Crimson Whirl bubble tier. Convert damage received into HP and mixed physique, right? And then I just use temporarily raises max stamina so I can stay out there. But that's pretty much it. This is the build, right? Now, like I said, I will put the gameplay at the end of a few different bosses so you can check it out. But this is such a phenomenal build. Does not work against everything, but it works against mostly everything. You know, if you got multiple enemies coming at you that fire, take them out, no problem. The only ones I really have trouble with, I'd say like the guys on the horse. It's better to fight them with the weapon. You can do it, you just have to be patient. It's not that hard. But as far as just taking on the enemies one-on-one, this is what you want. Of course, you can always switch. But that's what I got for you today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Stay tuned to check out the gameplay so you can see what it looks like in action. There's going to be several bosses that I fight through, and they're not very long fights, so you'll get to see what it looks like in action. And I apologize for the messy fighting, because I am by no means a pro, but I do what I can to get through it, okay? So, anyways, once again, thank you. We'll be out, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.